All good. Hopefully it's not too loud. Why are you just swearing, dude? Ban. Rank. La la la. Is it all sounding good? Is the music too loud? I can't tell. Oh, okay, good. Good. I just put it down as it usually is. So hopefully it's not too loud. Because it would kind of suck if it's just like louder than my voice. Alright. I have disconnected from the chat. Why? What? Okay. Welcome. You have disconnected from the chat. Okay. Don't know why. Oh, you're still okay. Good. I can see you. Okay. I'm glad I can see a message. Good. I just put the 5G on as backup in case the Wi-Fi cuts out. All right. So, we left off last time. Damn. Only on K. We did it quite a bit, but I'm gonna do my best to get through the entire thing, which is a bit of a challenge, but I'm not promising anything, but I'm gonna. Hey man, how you doing? I'm gonna try my best to get through everything from K onwards. It's gonna be tough, but I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do my best. Alright, so just finish the trilogy of videos at like what, 4 or 5? No, it'd be more than that. It'd be like 5 hours at least to go through the entire library, but I mean, I'm taking my time, taking my sweet time. I'm not gonna rush too much, but just do my best to keep a steady pace and get through the whole thing. So, no further ado, let's go. Kane and Lynch Dead Men and Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. I haven't played, I obviously watched the Pyro video on the second game, which was a great video. It also describes a little bit of the first game, but I actually do own them on Steam. Those are not, like, those are the Steam copies which are not available anymore. I think it's Square Enix. I think it's Square Enix or Eidos Interactive, which I think is owned by Square Enix now. I think they were taken down. The games were. They're fine. There's a lot of problems with them, but they're interesting, which, you know, is more than can be said for a lot of games these days. It'd be cool if they made a Kane and Lynch 3, but I definitely don't see it happening. Kanemari Damacy, which this is the reroll version. There's a third one now. There's like the first one and then the second one, and both of those got remade, and then they made a third one, like a new one, a brand new one, which all three of them have very good reviews. All three of them are very fun. I mean, I've just played the first one, which was a great game. It was a little, like, I thought it was pretty difficult at some points. Like, it was a bit confusing, but it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. Kenshi, obviously very famous open world survival RPG. Like, it's a, how is it even described? Free roaming squad based RPG, open-ended sandbox. Yeah, it's extremely crazy. I've never played it before, but I've seen many videos about it. It's really intense. It's really interesting. It came out when? When did it come out? 2018. It's got a lot of years of development behind it, and I don't know if the creators are making anything else, but interesting to see what they come up with. It's an interesting game. Kerbal Space Program. Obviously, I mean, I don't really have to tell you much about that. That's a game most people understand. I've only briefly played it, and it was pretty intense, like difficulty-wise. I didn't really get it. To be fair, I didn't really spend much time with it at all. So it's definitely fun though. Can't deny that. But the simulation aspect gets pretty deep. Killer Frequency. This game was absolutely amazing. I love this game so much. I love the art style, and I think games like Seance at Blake Manor or Blueprints, those games are pretty popular this year, have that art style. But this game was made like 4 years ago, and I played it in 2024 in the beginning of the year, which was one of the last games I played on stream. And just like Firewatch, I have a thing on my channel. You can watch if you want to see me play that. But it was a great game, like so much fun. Very short experience. I mean, it was like 5.5 hours to beat the whole thing. So much fun, and it has replay value too. Like in the future, like if no, don't replay it straight away, but like in the future. What a game! What a game to go back to! What a game to go back to and replay. Incredible. Very fun game. Killer Instinct, fighting game, classic fighting game. I think nowadays it's free to play, but I haven't played it before. It seems really cool though. It's a bit different. It doesn't really have it strays away from the general things like Tekken and Street Fighter and stuff, where it's just kind of just men and women kind of characters. Whereas it's more like it has more like animals and creatures and things like that, which is cool. I believe it still has some standard characters, but it's more focused on kind of creatures. And I'm not sure if it's a certain property from a certain company, but I think it comes from arcade machines from back in the day. Killer is Dead, which I did play. I finished it. It only took like 5.5 hours. I played it many years ago. And it's one of the only Suda51 games I've played, and I don't think it was the right one to start with, because I didn't really like it very much. I beat it, and I thought it was interesting, it was crazy, but I didn't really like it very much. I kind of beat it because I was playing it, and not beat it because I liked it, Killer 7, which is, again, considered by many people to be his best game. I've never played, actually, which is ironic. But it came out originally for the GameCube, if I'm not mistaken, and then obviously it had the PC port, which is decent. Meant to be really weird and crazy. Where you're like going after like, I think it's like you have like these assassins, and you have to like take your soul back by killing these assassins because they all have a piece of your soul or something like that. Crazy, but yeah, that's Killer 7. Killing Floor 1 and 2. Now obviously the third one didn't do very well. That came out last year. Killing Floor 2. I really enjoyed. I played it back when I met Erica. She's one of her favorite series of all time, the first and second one. Played the second one for like 20 hours, like around the time we met. Played it quite a bit. Killing Floor 1 I actually didn't play until I played for 2 hours back in like Halloween, when like just the last Halloween. I had it in my library, but it was always in the hidden, and I didn't know I had it, so we just played it, and it's like Killing Floor 2 is a lot more over the top. Killing Floor 1 is a lot more focused on because I think it's a Source game. I think it is Source, and it's pretty freaky. Like it had that same vibe as like Contagion has, where it's a little freaky. It's more focused on the horror aspect than the crazy kind of meme-ish aspect the second one has. But Killing Floor 1 was a lot of fun. Good fun game, but it's a bit old now, but it's still good fun especially if you've got friends around. Then we got the King of Fighters series. That's not all of the games in the King of Fighters series, but that's 5 of the main ones. So we've got King of Fighters 98, King of Fighters 2002, King of Fighters 13, 14, and 15. King of Fighters games, which I think King of Fighters was an SNK property, which has a ton of different characters. I think King of Fighters 15 has an insane, or 14 might have more. But they have an insane roster of characters, like 100 characters or something insane. And they're considered, especially like the older ones, they're considered pretty decent fighters, fighting games. Like 98 or 97, I think they're considered like the best ones. I haven't played much of any of them because they seem pretty tough. I mean, just like I've mentioned previously. Sorry. I mentioned previously, like, the fighting game genre is one that I'd love to explore, but it's one that's, the bar for entry seems really high, and it's a bit intimidating. Kingdom Come Deliverance. And I'm gonna keep, by the way, doing the thing that Erica asked me in the last video, where every time we finish a letter, I'll tell you my favorite game or games from that letter, which we'll keep going with this one. Kingdom Come Deliverance, I gotta say, you know, I played it for 15 hours, and I have a friend who I work with, who that's his favorite game of all time, and he has multiple thousands of hours in the game. He's played it dozens of times, and I've had this game for years, and I've seen so much about it, and I've seen so much about the second one, and it looks so fun, and when you play it, it is fun, but the problem with it is that well, there's no problem with it. The problem with me is that I played it in 2025, and again, like I've said about multiple games before, that 2025 was not the year for me to be playing games. Like, I just didn't enjoy games, and I didn't play anything, didn't do anything, and every time I started a game, I kind of gave up on it after playing a couple hours, and that's just not a good way to approach gaming, right? If that's happening, don't play games. Don't let that happen, because that's not good. That's not gonna, you're not gonna enjoy anything that way. Kingdoms and Castles, but anyway, Kingdom Come Deliverance, very good from what I've played. Really enjoyed it. Very hardcore RPG, very serious. No funny magic stuff or anything like that. It's just serious, real world, Bohemia. Very fun, very cool game. Definitely give it a look if you don't know anything about it. Kingdoms and Castles, which I really haven't played much. I thought it was like, I don't know, it's something. Erica played it for a bit. It's a, you know, another like city builder management sim kind of thing, and it's interesting, but those kind of games I always tend to like just kind of building my city without any challenge. I kind of like just designing a building, designing a kingdom, or designing a city, rather than having to deal with waves of enemies or anything like that. Kind of like Manor Lords, which we'll come to soon. I haven't played it once with any enemies, just kind of played it to build an aesthetically pleasing town, basically. Let me just quickly check if it's all fine, because I was having some troubles with the camera. Should be fine now. It's like the white balance was like completely blown out. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. So that's not the Re-Reckoning version, that's the original. And I have played that for quite a bit. Never finished it or anything like that, but you know, it came out, I think it came out on like this 5th of January 2012, which, first of all, January release is just dumb for if you're gonna have a big new game. But it came out a month after Skyrim, which, considering it was the same genre, same premise, like same, like, you know, big open world, massive RPG, it was like a death sentence for the game, and it caused the studio to go under. And then a couple years ago, it was revived in Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, which at some point I think I would like to play it, because I did think it was fun, and it does have that generic fantasy thing to it. But it was made by Seth MacFarlane and a couple of the other people who worked on like a couple of big games. Like, it has a really interesting history, the game does, the studio that made it. So it definitely deserves some attention. But yeah, it's just one of those games. It's just one of those games that's pretty interesting. And if you have an itch to play like a big MMO, but you want to play it by yourself, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning is pretty good option there. Then we have the King's Bounty series, and not the King's Bounty 2, not King's Bounty 2, because King's Bounty 2 is pretty bad by all accounts. It's like very negatively reviewed. King's Bounty The Legend, which is the first one, which is down there. King's Bounty Armored Princess, King's Bounty Cross Worlds, King's Bounty Warriors of the North, and King's Bounty Dark Side. all different King's Bounty games. I think Almond Princess is just like kind of a better version of the Legend. I'm not sure. But they're all meant to be different King's Bounty games, kind of top-down, isometric, kind of role RPGs, kind of like similar to Heroes of Might and Magic. I think it's similar to that. Might be completely wrong in that, but pretty interesting games. Again, never got around to it. I think they were developed or published by Fulcrum, or the people who did Men of War, which we'll come to soon as well. Knight of Honor 2 Sovereign, or Knights of Honor. I think Knights of Honor, the original one, was like a big deal back in the day. Or like a big deal, you know, kind of like a bigger fantasy release. Historical game kind of release from back in the day. Similar to like Stronghold. And then recently, a couple years ago, they released Knights of Honor 2 Sovereign, which kind of just looks like a EU4 ripoff. And I haven't played it, but I got it for like 50 cents off of G2A at some point, just like many other games. So I'll give it a try at some point. Knights of the Temple Infernal Crusade, and I think I also have Knights of the Temple 2, which I don't know what that's called. But they're pretty crazy, pretty interesting games. They're like kind of like third-person action games with like a weird, like cultish historical setting, Templar kind of story from like the early 2000s. I like stuff like that, you know, B games like that, or AA games that never really get the attention that they deserve. Man, I'm gonna grab a drink, because, like an alcoholic drink, because I'm sitting here and I'm like rambling like crazy. I'm gonna grab a nice drink. Sitting here like rambling like an idiot. Drank. La 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 la. Huron. Hyoketsu lemon. Very tasty. Very tasty. It's a green apple variant, which is also very nice. Much better than water. Much better. All right. L.A. Noir. L.A. Noir. Oh, you like when I make these videos. You like when I'm streaming. You like hanging out. That's nice. I appreciate that. Is it cozy? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice thing for me to go through my library as well, you know, to kind of think about, okay, well, when, like, I mean, like, for example, like the King's Bounty games or Kingdoms of Amalur, I got, like, back in, like, 2015, like, when we met, you know? Yeah, it's cozy, it's relaxing. And it's nice to go back through all my games and go, hey, wow, I don't even remember owning that, or buying that, or getting that for free in a bundle sometime. Maybe I should look into playing it. But yeah, I haven't, this last year, actually the last 2 years, I haven't really played anything. Own everything, play nothing. And that's because I've just been dealing with a lot of other stuff. And yeah, anyway, don't get into now, but it's just a lot of this stuff, all of these games I own, I want to play. I've always made a point of making my library very curated. Like, I have 240 something things on my wish list now. But everything on there, and the reason that there's so much on there is because I haven't bought anything from my wish list for a very long time. But obviously, games keep coming out. And it's ballooned to that big number. And it used to be under 100. But it's because I haven't bought anything, because I haven't played anything. There's no point in buying anything. Also, Eric and I got into movies a lot. But I really would like to, like, everything in my library, in general, with maybe a couple of exceptions, is something that I am genuinely interested in playing or replaying at some point. You know, and it's kind of hard being someone who has so many interests when it comes to games, because I love RPGs, they're my favorite genre. But then I also like first and third person action games. I like, you know, like I like Well, I'd love to play horror games, but I'm not that brave. You know, there's so many different genres I would like to try. Like this, like a genre that I've never even got into at all is like a JRPG. I've never played a single one. I don't know, at least not to my knowledge. I might have played one or two, but nothing crazy. Like maybe I play like Persona 3 back on the PS2, stuff like that, but nothing like substantial I've gotten into. Which again, like it's a shame. But those games, they require hundreds and hundreds of hours, which I'd be disingenuous for me to say that I don't have that time. I definitely have, and I have definitely had that in the past. But yeah, the rat race is always there and ruining a good time. Anyway, LA Noire is one of those games that I would love to replay, because I think I finished it back on the Xbox 360 because I bought it on release. I remember, you know, oh, it was a big release by Team Bondi, which is from Australia. And then they were disbanded, which is a big shame, because LA Noire 2 would be amazing. Can you imagine what they could do in the modern time? You know, 15 years later, 16 years later. Well, yeah, 15, because it's 2011. I remember I bought it on release. I was like 13 years old. LA Noire was incredible. Such a good game. Beautiful world. Like, a lot of people don't like it. Especially compared to the GTAs or the Red Dead Redemptions. And yes, the facial animations have aged pretty bad, and they weren't even that good back in the day, as much as people like to think they were. I just think that the idea of the game is really cool, and I like the idea of having like a buddy cop kind of, you know, a buddy cop like detective game that's not Sherlock Holmes. You know, it's cool. It's like more gritty, more realistic. Anyway, Lost Evil we're not going to talk about, but it's a pretty fun game. Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. Like, I love Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 so much. And Eric and I played through all of Left 4 Dead 1 during Halloween, which was a great time. And I had so much fun playing. I couldn't wait. Every single time we finished a couple levels and I had to go to work or whatever, I was like, fuck, I can't wait to keep playing. Then we started playing Left 4 Dead 2. And as soon as we got to like the 3rd or 4th chapter, every single time it would crash. Like every single time we would go to the end of the thing, it would just crash. We tried it unmodded and everything, and it would just crash, and it sucked. It was such a shame. And then we stopped playing. But I mean, I have beaten it. You can see, yeah, I've played it plenty, and I have beaten it. Now, of course, that's not a lot. I think with Left 4 Dead, like there's some people have here 500 hours, 600 hours. But yeah, I did really like Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. Very fun games. Very fun. Valve running on all cylinders. Very good games. Legacy of Kain, Defiance, and Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered. I have never played, but they look extremely fun. And they harken back to a different time. You know, the early PS2 era. Very, very cool. I'm glad that they remastered games like that, because those are games that deserve to be remastered. And those are games that never got the attention that they should have gotten. And that's always good to see. Legend of Grimrock 1 and 2. These are, ironically actually, I've never played them, but they were like 2 of the earliest games I remember getting on Steam. Like genuinely, like 2 of the earliest games I ever bought, like back in 2014 or something like that. Because I got my Steam back in 2011. And then I pretty much just owned Counter-Strike Source, Skyrim, Civ 5, Bully, I think, which is weird because I've never played Bully either. Like I have Spec Ops: The Line, I remember getting. Played that. Don't really remember anything else like from the really early one. Like, oh, like I bought like Oblivion, Fallout 3, New Vegas, Euro Truck Simulator, and I think that was about it. I think that was about where I stopped. Yeah, that would have been where I stopped purchasing games for a while, and then in 2014, 2015, I started having my own money, and then I started buying more games. Yeah. Anyway, it's meant to be like a pretty fun pair of dungeon crawlers. But yeah, never played them before. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD. So obviously I have played the Legend of Zelda series. Like obviously those are not on Steam. You know, those are emulators that are running those games. But there are games that I've never played Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I have played all the other ones, but I've never played the 3D variants. I've played them on the N64, the originals, and then I've never played the HD variants of the other ones. I played them on GameCube. Not even on Wii, I played them on GameCube. And Twilight Princess is one of my favorite games of all time. I haven't played it in a long time. I think the last time I played through it was with Erica back in when we were living at my parents' house, like in 2016 or something. Yeah. Awesome. I mean, Twilight Princess is such an incredible game. Wind Waker, I never really liked as much. I guess I didn't like the style as much as Twilight Princess. Whereas Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, I have so many fond memories of because I was so young and they had such a big impact. Especially Majora's Mask. Like, I remember being so scared of the different masks and all the different... But I remember being able to be like a Zora and you could like swim underwater and it was like, it's so cool. So cool. I remember, I have so many fond memories of that. Never got around to Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. But man, Twilight Princess was incredible. I love Twilight Princess. So fun. So fun. Yeah. It's one of those things, like, it's kind of a shame. Like, I would like to have a Switch to play, like, Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, but at the same time, I'm like, oh... You know, it's expensive, and for the same amount of money, like soon you can get a Valve box, and it's like, oh, Valve box, theme box, whatever it's called. It's like, you know, one of them, I don't have to buy the games because I already own the games. You know, I don't know. I can also take it like, anyway. Legendary, which is this game, which is just like really bad, like shooter, and only like 3 hours long. Basically like mythical creatures invade New York City. It's pretty insane. It's made by the people who made Turning Point Fall of Liberty, which I have a YouTube video about like from 2 years ago. And I wanted to make a video on that stupid fucking game for so long. And then I saw that Mandalore did a video on it last month. And I was like, damn, I missed my chance. But yeah, should have done it, didn't do it. But will do it. Because I already made this, I made the thumbnail, I made everything for the video, I just never recorded the actual game. So dumb. But yeah, I'll do that at some point soon. Alright, all the Lego games. We've got Lego Batman. Oh, sorry. Lego Batman, the video game. Lego Batman 2, DC Superheroes, and Lego Batman 3, Beyond Gotham. Those three games are actually, those are Lego games I haven't played. And same goes for City Undercover, and DC Supervillains. All of those games I got for free. So I've never played those, I got them for free. Seem really fun though, also well-reviewed games, so I would definitely like to try them. Harry Potter 1 to 4 and 5 to 7. I played all of Harry Potter 1 to 4 back on, I think I had the Xbox edition where it came with like some Lego Harry Potter bricks or something. This was back in, I don't know when it came out, like I was like 11 or whatever. And then you had 5 to 7, which I actually have never played, but I'm not that big into Harry Potter. I mean, I like it, and especially the Lego version is fun, you know, but it's like, I was never that big into it. Now, Indiana Jones, man, the Lego Indiana Jones, I played that on the Wii. That game is awesome. Such a good game. Never played it on Steam, though. And I didn't even know that there was a second one. Didn't know there was a second one, but it's meant to be pretty good as well. The first one on the Wii, awesome. It's a bit of a classic. Lego Star Wars: A Complete Saga. I mean, my friend and it's one of my most played games as a kid. We owned it on the PS2. What an incredible game. And I can't believe that they scammed people so bad. Where like they made the first 3 movies into a game and then the second 3 movies into a game, the prequel trilogy. And then they just sold it again as a complete saga, which if you just waited, and this is why I always just wait. I always just wait for a remastered edition. I wait for a complete edition. I wait for a Game of the Year edition. I wait for because there's no reason to just buy the game outright unless it's like you're dying to play it. Like it's different if it's like GTA 6 or whatever, and they're not like gonna release expansions for it, you know. But for something like that, you might as well just wait. And I did, and I played that for dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens, maybe well over 100 hours with my cousin, and great, such fun. Lego the Complete Star, Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, amazing. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga also is meant to be very good. I actually bought that, not when it came out, but like when it was on sale for the first time, like 3 years ago. I think it's 3 years ago I bought that. And then we never ended up playing, and we meant to play that together, and we never ended up playing it, which is a big shame. But I guess the point was that back in when it came out, or like a little bit after, when it was on sale, around that time is also when I stopped kind of playing games, which is again big shame. But we'll get back to it at some point. Anyway, why is the Lego Harry Potter thing stuck there? That's not good. Get rid of that. Okay, good. Lego Worlds. I played for a bit. I got it for free a long time ago, and it was fine. It was one of those, like, you go into different worlds and you create stuff and you do puzzles. I think didn't really like it very much. Yeah, I played it for a couple of hours, but I played that a couple of years ago. It was, not really my thing. When was that? 2020. Yeah, it's like before I even had a PC. Didn't really like it very much, to be honest. Gotta be honest with you. Leisure Suit Larry Magna Cum Laude. That is a game that I'm not gonna say too much about, but it was a game that I remember seeing in Power Limited when I was like 7. Power Limited is like the Dutch gaming magazine. I'm being like, whoa, what is this? And then like, it's just like being like you're a kid, you can't play it. It's like, okay, fair enough. But it's not a very good game, but it's funny, and that's what it's about. And it's sad because these days you can't even buy it anymore because the Leisure Suit Larry people, I think they didn't go bust, but they like, what is it called? Like they removed all of the items from sale, and I also own all the original ones because it came in a big bundle back in the day. I have those games hidden because, like, I'm never gonna play those games from like 1985 or whatever they're from, and they're so like they don't work on modern systems and stuff. But this one's from like 2004, and it's like it's interesting. Anyway, Lichdom Battle Mage, which was such a funny thing. I didn't even know this was on Steam. This was like one of those games that I heard about, again, from like a gaming magazine back when it came out a million years ago. And it was never very good, and it was about like combining spells and shit. And I think it came out right after Skyrim, like 2014 or something. This was one of those games. I think I saw 2014. Zero Punctuation talk about this back when it came out, and it was like pretty bad, trying to be like Skyrim. But I never played it. Picked it up for, again, like 4 cents or whatever. Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13. We already talked about Final Fantasy last time. Like a Dragon Ishin. So this is like Yakuza, but it's in the past. And it's like it's like a, what's that called when it's a spin-off of Yakuza, Like a Dragon, where it's set in like feudal Japan, which is cool. It's not considered one of the better Yakuza games, considered one of the worst, which, considering all the Yakuza games pretty much have fairly decent, if not very good or overwhelmingly positive reviews. That's still, it's not saying much, it's like they're still a very good game. It's just one of the lesser titles. It's a bit of a, it's a spin-off, so Limbo, that's a game that I've never played. Obviously, you can see new to library. Picked it up on the Steam sale, the winter sale, for like $1. That's an iconic game from, I think, 2012 or 2013. And then obviously its sequel, Inside, which I also haven't played. But the reason I got it, because I thought, these are classic games that I haven't played. Why not? Let's play them maybe on the channel or something like that. You know, it could be interesting. I could do a bit of a roundup of classic titles from the early 2010s I haven't played that I really probably should have. Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition. Little Nightmares. So Little Nightmares 1 and 2, they got enhanced editions recently. I think for free. I mean, yeah, definitely for free because I didn't pay for it. I didn't even pay for the original Little Nightmares. I think I got it for free at some point. I don't own the second one though. And then obviously the third one is pretty bad because the people who made the first two went and made their own studio, and they're making a game called Reanimal, which is coming out soon. Anyway, sorry about the creaky chair. Little Nightmares, you know, like a horror game where you're a little guy, and it's a very visually interesting, you're a very small guy in a big world, and it's pretty cool. And it's also not even meant to be that scary, so that's nice. Maybe something I could kind of ease myself into the horror genre. Lizards Must Die and Lizards Must Die 2. A staple of the channel. Definitely a staple of the channel, especially the first game. It's my most viewed video on my channel, 150 something K views, which is nothing to a lot of people, but for me, I mean, it's a lot, and it kind of haunts me in a way because that was already over 2 years ago, and I never pulled through and just made it. You know, I could have just made a simple video that was similar to it, and I would have had 1,000 subscribers 2 years ago, but I let go and I stopped caring. And I kind of, not stopped caring, but I stopped kind of putting in the effort. And what's ironic about that video, and I think I might have said this before, is that that video is like for the first game, not the second one, the first game. It's like one of the videos I hate. I hate that video so much because I really didn't want to record that video. And Eric was like, no, you got to do it because people will see it. And it will do well, and it did really well, and half of my subscribers come from that fucking video. But I didn't want to make it. I was in a bad mood, I was angry, and I ended up doing it, and then she turned it into a short 10 to 15 minute video, and it ended up doing really well, and that's really nice. And it just shows, even if you're in a bad mood, even if you're in a horrible mood, you know, if you still just push through and do it, you will still make something that people are gonna enjoy. And what's the most crazy about that video is it has like 150K views, but it has like literally 10,000 likes, which is fucking nuts. That's like 1 in every 15 people, 1 in 15 views have liked it. That's crazy. That's a crazy crazy ratio. I'm very glad that I ended up making that video because it's been a bit of a thorn in my side over the past 2 years, but I'll eclipse it at some point and then we don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay. Lizards Must Die. No. Sorry. The Long Dark. So that's a game that absolutely terrifies me. I always thought it was a bit scary, but I watched Erica play it on her computer. She had never played it, and I watched a bit of her gameplay, and there's this bit where she goes into this facility, this like manufacturing facility or whatever it is, and she's walking around, and it's like completely pitch black, and because of like the way that the game looks, it's very pretty. And it has that same sort of aesthetic as like Blueprints or Killer Frequency, where it's like kind of cell shaded. So everything looks really nice, and it like, it's not realistic, but it's like, it looks, yeah, really, that's what they call you. Interesting. Okay. It's a very good game, from what I can tell, but it's something that I'm too scared to play. I gotta be real. It's not even like an outright horror game. It's just that those games like even Firewatch made me nervous, even when I was assured that there was like no jump scare. There's like one little one, but it freaked me out, and yeah. Lords of the Fallen. I actually did try it, like 2.5 hours, not much. But I tried to play that game, and I remember getting to like the 3rd boss. Like I did the first one, and then I got to the 2nd boss, which was so busted. Like it was so busted, and I had to like... Anyway, I got through it, and then eventually I got to the 3rd boss, and I just gave up. I was like, this is so bad. It like so many problems with the game, and it was interesting. Like I thought it was interesting. I liked the way like a lot of the designs looked. And anyway, so the remake, or I guess it's a weird thing that they did. They just made the game with the same name, and now they're like making a Lords of the Fallen 2 or something like that, which is confusing. But that game is meant to be a lot better than the original 2014 version, which is nice. I saw a lot of good things about it. I can't remember if it's very difficult, but I don't think it is as difficult as... Like, it's better balanced, but I also think it's not as difficult as something like Neo, for example. I think they made it more accessible, because the original Lord of the Fallen, I thought was brutally difficult. And not necessarily because it's so difficult, but I think it's because it's just badly designed. Lost Planet 1, 2, and 3. Lost Planet has always been one of those series that I always thought I saw in magazines, and I thought was really cool and really interesting, with the big, like, just you crazy as like kaiju level monsters on these different planets and all this crazy shit. Like, it looks crazy. It looks like you're playing an arcade game where there's like shit jumping out at you like all over the screen, and there's just... Seems pretty cool. I know Lost Planet 3 has kind of had that same problem as Dead Space 3, where it's kind of like you got this like Nicolas Cage looking guy, and it's kind of more of a like just a third person shooter compared to the first two, which are way more over the top and way more fun. Then we've got Lucius 1, 2, and 3, and you might see Lucius' new library, Lucius 3. Yeah, I picked it up on the Steam sale because I realized I didn't own it. Lucius 1 I actually really love. I think Lucius 1 is one of those games, it's janky, it's stupid, none of it makes any sense, and it's very on rails, very linear, but it has a weird charm to it. It's very weird. It's especially the ending is so busted. I finished it though. I liked it a lot. I recently watched God, what's his name? There's a guy on YouTube. There's a guy on YouTube that I really like. Called, oh god, what's it called? Man, let me tell you. That's annoying. Oh god, what's he called, man? There's a guy on YouTube that made a video on it recently. And Totally Pointless TV. And so he recently made a video on Lucius 1. I don't think he talks about the second and third one, because he's going to make another video about those. But he just goes through the whole first game. And the first game, like, it's pretty short. And it's just going by, like, chapter and chapter. Anyway. It's about a boy who's the son of the devil, who's born on, like, the 6th of June, 1966. And then he goes and he kills his whole family. And then the second one, he's, like, in a ward. He's, like, in a hospital. And then the third one, I think he's like an adult or like a teenager or something like that. Anyway, so they're meant to be really broken. I played like an hour of the second one, and it was completely broken beyond belief. But they are interesting games, and I do like Lucius as a concept. I thought the idea of like being the devil's son and like, you know, doing the devil's handiwork is an interesting setup for a game, and I thought it was, again, one of those B games that you don't really get these days. And then finally, for the letter L, Lunacid. I played it for just over an hour, and I thought it was so freaking hard. And again, like, it just shows how easy games like Dark Souls and stuff like this. People like, they're hard games. They're not hard. Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Sekiro. Okay, Sekiro I have a hard time with, but that's because I'm not, I'm not that good at those like rhythm. The parrying is difficult. But those games, or Neo. Those games are hard, sure. They're not the cakewalk, but they're not. There's so many games out there that are way more difficult, and I thought Lunacid was one of those games, and I struggled with it. And again, I only played it. I tried to play on the Steam Deck, and like I said, like the Steam Deck is just not for me. I mean, I tried it. I was really happy with my purchase in the beginning, and then I realized like, hey, you're not into games right now. You bought this Steam Deck and you want to play games, but you're not doing it, and the Steam Deck is not as powerful as you thought it was, so you can't really run all the games that you have to make compromises, which I didn't mind doing on a graphics front. I didn't mind making compromises. I didn't want to. I just, anyway. Lunacid is very interesting, very cool, beautifully designed. It's like Kingsfield, more fantasy-esque, so many secrets, very cool world, but brutally difficult. Yeah, very cool game. Now, I forgot to tell you my favorite for the letter K, which actually of the games that are here that I have played, I would say for the letter K, I would say Killer Frequency. Killer Frequency was just an incredible game. Yeah, that's gonna be my favorite for K. And for L, we're gonna go. I would say Lizard Must Die, just for the fact that it's my most viewed video. I'm probably gonna say, if I have to go for a Steam game, like a game that's on Steam, like I would say Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Probably like Star Wars: The Complete Saga or L.A. Noire. But not as convincing as like, yeah, not that convincing. Like, oh, I definitely pick this as my favorite. M, letter M. There's a lot in M. There's a fucking so many games in M. Holy shit, I have so many games. Mad Max. Oh my god, we've only gotten through 2 letters and we've been going for 50 minutes. Christ. Mad Max. Haven't played it. Haven't seen the movies. Not even the old ones. And I've seen a lot of movies, but I haven't even seen the old ones yet. That's why I've kind of refused to play it. I kind of want to see the original, at least the first 2. I don't really need to see Beyond the Thunderdome, but I need to see the first 2 movies with Mel Gibson in it before I play that. Mafia. That's the original, and then it's the definitive edition remake of the first game, the definitive edition of the second game, and then definitive edition of the third game. Mafia 1, absolutely amazing. Yes, the open world is lackluster and there isn't much to do, just like in The Old Country, which is fine because the story is good. Mafia 1 is awesome. If you want to play a single-player story game that is fun and interesting, yes, it is awesome. And Tommy D'Angelo, or whatever he's called, is an awesome protagonist. Vito Scaletta in the second game is also an awesome protagonist. And the second game was the first game of the trilogy I played. I played it when I was 12. I got it on my birthday in 2010 when it came out. It's such an incredible game. I love it. Incredible. Apart from that prison section in the middle of the game, that sucks. But in general, it was a very fun game. Loved it. Gladly play it again. The third one. Now, some people might think, oh, you're going to say you hated it. Actually, I really loved it. I thought it was great. I really liked Mafia 3. I liked the story. I liked the world. I liked doing the, like, people said, oh, it's repetitive. Oh, it didn't work well. Well, it worked well on my computer, and also it didn't feel repetitive at all. Like, I thought it was really fun, and I didn't have any problems with the missions or anything. Like, I like that Vito was reintroduced as a character. I like the ending when it comes to him. I like the villains. I mean, I like the main character. Although I don't remember his name. I've been trying to think the whole time. Don't remember his name, but yeah, awesome Awesome game. I like the fact that the first one is like in the 30s, and the second one is like the 40s and 50s, and the third one is in the 60s. That's a cool thing, you know. I like that. What else? What else? What else? What are we up to now? Man Eater. Man Eater is fun, insightful. I played it for a couple hours. It was one of those games I've been thinking about giving another try. Seems pretty fun. Seems pretty interesting. Gotta be honest, but it wasn't substantial enough to hook me. I mean, I did play this. Oh shit. I did kind of play this 2022, so I was kind of still playing games, but I just realized this is May 2022, which means that was right before. I realize now why I haven't played that game more, because that was the last game I tried to play right before I went to Europe for the first time in 3 years because of COVID. And when I came back, I was really depressed. So I was in a very, very bad way when I came back. So I didn't finish it or anything like that. It's one of those games I might actually enjoy if I ever go back to it. Because it seemed kind of cathartic and kind of fun and simple. So you're a big shark and you're just killing guys. And like it's not that deep or whatever. You're killing like these big apex predators, like you're killing like crocodiles and squids and shit, which is so crazy, but it's interesting. It's different. What else? Manhunt and Manhunt 2. Manhunt 1 I actually own on Steam before they removed it. But those are like the remaster or the definitive editions. The modded ones, I think they're like anyway. Manhunt, never played them. They're obviously the famous Rockstar games. They're just games I thought were cool, but never played them. Might get to them at one point. Manor Lords, very fun, but way too early still. Not as early as some games, but I think the developer is not putting in enough effort, especially compared to something like Easy Red 2, which I talked about earlier in the last video. That is just, or in the first video, that it's just like, it's a solo developer and it's getting constant updates. And Manor Lords is just not getting the same amount of love. So. Mark Echo's Getting Up, Contents Under Pressure. Probably the worst title of a game ever. Developed by someone, like, not developed, but like, it was like endorsed by a guy called Mark Echo, who's like a perfume guy, or it's like, yeah, it's a bizarre situation, but it's about a guy, like, you're graffitiing the city or something. It's kind of like Jet Set Radio, but just not as interesting. I think I got that for free at some point. We've got a bunch of Mario games. You might be like, why are you only these ones? Well, Mario Kart Double Dash, love it, played it on the channel. Mario Kart Wii, I love it, played it on the channel. Those games I played it when I was a kid a lot. And the reason that it only has Mario Party 4, 5, and 6 is because those are the ones, those were the ones that I played when I was a kid on the GameCube. And then the fourth one, just solid all-around game. The fifth one had the cool mini games. I just dropped the thing. The fifth one had like the ice hockey mini game, which I loved. And then and it had a volleyball mini game, which I didn't really like as much. And then the sixth one had the day-night cycle thing, which was pretty cool, pretty different. I never played 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or I don't know how many fucking Mario parties there are now. Damn, dude, this is hitting hard. And I'm not like trying to get drunk or anything, but it's good. It's good. That's hot. Man, it's hot in here. God. Alright. Got so many letters to get through. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I have never played any of the Marvel vs. Capcom games. So I'm not going to say anything. I don't know anything about Marvel, or, you know, again, I've never seen any of the movies, or that might come as a surprise to some people, but I've never seen any of the films. Mass Effect Andromeda. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. The Legendary Edition, obviously, is 1, 2, and 3, which I beat in it was the only game I beat in 2025. And I gotta say, very fun. Love the first one. Love the second one. I love the third one. I think the third one gets a bad rap. for no reason, and that's silly. The first one, I thought playing it, you know, the non-legendary edition of the first one is very old, very clunky, like weirdly clunky, and like the elevator shit is weird. Like I don't like that at all. But good game. I mean, I liked it a lot more on this, where it was like, you know, I like Saren as a villain. Like the second one, actually, like the second one was like probably my least favorite, which is so weird because that was the one I played as a kid. And I liked it a lot. But then comparing it to the first one, which is a more focused story, and then the third one, which is like kind of like a gather your army, kind of go all over the universe and kind of, yeah, I don't know, liked all of them. Andromeda, on the other hand, I haven't played. Wow, I just noticed how stupid that logo is. Like it's a helmet, but it's a planet. Wow, that looks dumb. That looks dumb. I never noticed that. I never noticed how stupid that is. How dumb that looks. Andromeda is just a game I never got into. I never played it. And I didn't really feel like playing Andromeda after playing the trilogy. I mean, maybe at some point I'll get into it and I'll enjoy it or whatever. Before Mass Effect 4 comes out eventually. If it ever does. Considering the Dragon Age series is dead now. Dragon Age is dead. And if Mass Effect 4 ever comes out, I'm sure it'll be decent. But I don't know if it's ever going to live up to the original trilogy. Max Payne. I'm going to get some water. Like, I want an energy drink, or I want a coffee. Because I feel like I'm going to fall asleep. Like, I'm like, whoa. Like, I just had one drink. And these drinks are good. But I need something nice. I need something like a warm coffee or a Red Bull. But we don't have any of that. So that sucked. Damn. That sucked. I guess I'll have some water then. All right. I'm not gone. I'm still here. I'm not gone. I promise. I promise I'm still here. All right. Is the music still going? Yes, it is. It's still playing. Fantastic. Okay. Max Payne. I have never played Max Payne 1 or 2. Except I have another anecdote. So Max Payne 1, never played, I know about like some of the story beats or whatever, but Max Payne 2, I remember getting it like as a kid. I remember having Max Payne 2. Like getting it from like back in the day, like I was really young, and we got it from like a rental place. Max Payne 2, and it was so hard. It was so brutally difficult. I could not beat it. I could not get like anywhere into the game. I remember like struggling so hard and being so sad. that I couldn't like do anything with the game. And I think then I got Monkey Ball instead, which was also very difficult. Like a kid. I don't remember. Oh, and then I got I remember that so well. Like, so there was like in my neighborhood there was like a game rental shop. And I got Max Payne 2 for the PS2. Too difficult. Then I got Monkey Ball like the next week or whatever. It was like a weekly rental thing. And that was too hard. And then I went back again and I got Shadow the Hedgehog, where it has guns and shit. And I've never played a Sonic game in my life. I tried to play it 06, I think when it went around the time it came out or something. Maybe I rented that as well for the Xbox 360. I don't think that's the case though, because that wouldn't make any sense. Because I didn't get the Xbox 360 until 2009. But anyway, so I got Shadow the Hedgehog, and I did like that quite a bit. But I was very young. Very young. Anyway, Max Payne 3, I have played on the Xbox 360, and I have played it on the PC, and I love Max Payne 3. A lot of people don't like it. It's like Mafia 3. It's like one of those things, like people don't like Max Payne 3. Because he's like a miserable bastard. And but I like the setting. I like the idea that, you know, he's just a cunt. He's a horrible person, and he's going to Brazil, and he's going to Panama, and he's going and just kind of doing wet work for like rich people. It's really interesting. It's a different take on a character, because a lot of companies, they just wouldn't do something like that. They just wouldn't have someone like that be the protagonist. But I like that they did that. I like that arc. I also like the fact that they go back to New York and they kind of show how he got to that point. The Max Payne 3 I really love, and I think the ending in the airport, so cool. Anyway, Maximum Action, which is, I think it's still in early access. It's I've owned it for a while though. It's a game again by New Blood Interactive, but it's more of instead of horror, it's more action focused, as the title might imply. Seems pretty good though. Seems pretty fun. Medal of Honor Airborne and Medal of Honor. So I don't have Warfighter. I don't think Warfighter was ever released on Steam. It might have been, but I don't own it on Steam. And I did play it on the channel. I have a video on Medal of Honor Warfighter, and Medal of Honor Airborne. I don't know why the Medal of Honor series has gotten so much attention on this channel, but Medal of Honor Airborne, I love. Such a good World War II shooter. Very simple. Graphics hold up. Some simple missions. Very short game. I mean, I've played it, but that's 9.9 hours. Is 2 full playthroughs, okay? Holds up on modern systems. Looks good. Very fun game. Medal of Honor, the fucking 2010 one, is so bad. And I remember I made the video and people are like, what the fuck? What, Medal of Honor 2010 was good. It was good. I was like, bro, it wasn't good. I actually preferred Warfighter. And a lot of people were like, Warfighter's so bad. I like the bit in Dubai where you're fucking driving around and it's like you're playing like... It felt like I was playing a Call of Duty campaign. It was even more like that. Whereas Medal of Honor like 2010 was so bland. It was just the most like hot dog water game of all time, and I got so much shit for that. I got so much shit for that on the video. But I thought Warfighter was actually not that bad. It was a lot more fun. It had a lot more moments. Medal of Honor 1 is just... There was a couple of things I remember from it, but I just remember how, like, dumb it was, to be honest. Anyway, it's alienating everyone watching these videos. Anyway, Mega Man, the Mega Man Legacy Collection, Mega Man Legacy Collection 2, Mega Man X Legacy Collection, Mega Man X Legacy Collection 2, Mega Man 11. So, I tried to play Mega Man Legacy Collection, and I even tried to play Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. Played some of the old Mega Man games and see what the fuss was about, especially like Mega Man 2. Very hard, very hard. Did not play a lot of it. Tried to play it on the Steam Deck, and I was just like, wow, I need to like sit down, and this is not one of the games that I can be playing when I'm not into games right now. Like I played it for like a year ago. And not being into games and then trying something like that definitely didn't like get me back into games. So, although I own them because I've always been interested in Mega Man. I remember watching the Mega Man cartoon as a kid, and I loved it. I genuinely really enjoyed the Mega Man cartoon. And I love the fact that he can like transform into all these different things. But then, like, it reminded me of like Metabots, if you know what that is. I had a GameCube game as well, which I enjoyed. But Mega Man was cool. I like it. I liked it, and I think it's one of those things, just like the Castlevania games. I want to get into at some point and beat them, even though it's going to be rather difficult. Mega Bonk, I haven't played yet, but it was one of those games. I mean, it was cheap too, so like, it's one of those games that came out last year and kind of took Steam by storm. Like, it was one of the best-selling games of the year. Best reviewed games of the year, extremely fun roguelike from what I've heard. Simple, you know, but that's all those games need to be. And I picked it up because I was just like, I need to see what people are talking about. Haven't played it yet. Again, anything that's come out in the last, like, since Elden Ring. So in the last 3 years, fuck, Elden Ring came out like 4 years ago. Holy shit. Yeah, like in the last 4 years, I pretty much haven't played it. Because I've just like not bothered playing anything in that entire time. Sorry, let me just get rid of these bots. Alright. Melty Blood. It's just another fighter I probably got for free. That looks interesting, but again, fighting games are hard, and I am not, like, after beating all the Souls games and Neo 2 and everything, it's not, and Cuphead, it's not that I like got off of hard games. I got off of games in general. So I think to get into games again, maybe I do need it to play some hard games. But I was enjoying playing Minecraft and stuff. But I need something like a big narrative experience to kind of enrapture me. Because I mean, I've been really into movies, and there's been plenty of movies I've watched that I've loved and felt really strongly about. But games just haven't done that for me for a while. Why is Mercenaries 1 gone? I don't understand that. I'm sure I have Mercenary 1 somewhere. Because Mercenaries 1 is meant to be really good. And the second one is meant to be, like, a lot of people don't like the second one, but the second one was the one I played. That's why I have it. Obviously, duh. Anyway, Men of War Assault Squad, Men of War Assault Squad 2, Men of War Assault 2 Squad, and Men of War 2. First one, I actually really liked. I played the first one fully. I'm back in the day. Love it. On Steam, like, back in the day. I say back in the day, like, I mean, like, 6 years ago, or whatever. 7 years ago, 8 years ago. 2017. Loved Men of War. Men of War Assault Squad, also, I liked it a lot, but it was a weird thing that happened. So, Men of War Assault Squad, I played it, and it was really weird. So, I played it 5 hours, you can see here. The first one, 2018. Second one, 2020. Played it for 5.5 hours, and then I got all of the achievements. I didn't get all the achievements, like, legitimately. One time I was playing, and then the game gave me all of the achievements. And then I was like, oh, okay, why? That kind of ruins the experience. Because I'm kind of achievement oriented in that sense, but I also didn't like it as much as the first one, to be honest. But I mean, to be fair, I think if I ever played the second one, which is considered such a good game, I probably would, or the Soul Squad 2, I'd probably have a great time. Metal Garden, obviously I did the video on. Great game, incredible. Single Croatian developer. Awesome game. Loved it. Made the video on it. You know, obviously I clearly had a great time with it. It was the last video I did before I left for like 2.5 months on YouTube. And yeah, I've got stuff coming up, but first the wedding tomorrow. That's more important, and then we'll see what we'll do next. Not gonna put so much pressure on myself. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Just go one by one. Awesome. Genuinely one of the greatest games I have ever played. But I played it back on the Xbox 360 and I played it again on PC. And I watched my friend and Erica play it together and beat it. And it's just, what a game. What a game is Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Some of the best boss music I have ever seen or heard in a game. Is unbelievable. It's genuinely unbelievable. So much fun. It's not long either. Like it's not even like 12 hours. It's like 7 hours. You know, that's like 2 completions of the game, like 2 runs of the game. Like it's like, the bosses are great. They're hard, but they're like fair. You know, like it's not like a lot of other games where you're just fighting and you're trying to beat this boss or whatever, and you're just feeling like, oh, I'm just being cheesed. Like it's not like that at all. It's very balanced, very fair. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes and Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. I played the Phantom Pain for like a long time, like 34 hours, and I got nowhere near even the middle of the game. And I had a great time. But at the same time, I was like, I don't really feel like this is the right Metal Gear Solid for me to play first. Maybe I should go back and play the original. Maybe I should go back and play the second one or the third one. I don't know. Metal Gear Solid 5 was not a game that I didn't love it. I liked the gameplay, but the story was just, it made no sense. And I know that it doesn't help starting from the first one, but it kind of does. It's just that I'm not familiar with, you know, I've played a lot of games, but I'm not that advanced. I'm not that intelligent to play something like Metal Gear Solid 5 and fully appreciate it, I think. Metal Wolf Chaos XD, which this is a crazy mech game I got as a gift like a long time ago. I still haven't played it. Really cool though. Really cool, weird mech game where you're like this. It's like in America and you're defending America, or it's like in Japan. I can't remember. It's cool though. It's cool. That's what it's about. Metro. Okay, Metro 2033 and Redux, Metro Last Light and Redux, and Metro Exodus. So Metro 2033. Okay, so my story with Metro is that I got Metro 2033. I got it back in, I was a kid, and I got a bunch of CDs that had, well, they wouldn't be CDs, they would be CD-ROMs or DVDs. It doesn't matter, right? There were discs that had Xbox games ripped onto them. One of the games was Dragon Ball Z Raging Blast, which was really disappointing, coming from Tenkaichi 3. And then you had, God, what did you have? You had, there's a couple other games, but one of the games was Metro 2033. And I remember being so scared. Like, I played the whole bit until you get to the point where you're outside, and I never ever did it. Until, I think it was 2020. Yeah, 2020, I finished Metro 1. Fuck, I just said it again. 2033 and Last Light. I finished those games and I loved them. I love them. And then now, in the last 5 days, Erica has already beaten 2033 and Last Light. Just in the last couple days, she's played them, the Redux version. I've never played the Redux version. But they're great games. They're so much fun. There's no reason for you to play the originals over the Redux. But the Redux, like the games in general, awesome. Great games. And then obviously they released Metro Exodus, which also is well received, but I've just never played it. Oh, thank you for the bits. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's very nice. You do not have to send me anything, but that is very, very nice. I'm trying to type, but it's not working. Why is it not letting me? Because I'm trying to use my phone for this. Like it won't let me like. Ooh. Oh, I just put a oh no. 200 bits. Nee, 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 nee. Nee, nee, nee. We doen geen bits. Nee, 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 nee. Stoppen. Nee, nee. Bet. Yep. Nee. We doen geen bits. Oh god. Jongens, jongens, jongens. Please man, eentje. Nee. Oh. Oké, doe maar. Als je dat echt wil. Maar ik heb het nodig. Ik heb het nodig. Dat hoeft niet. Dat hoeft niet. Maar oké. Ik vind het wel heel erg lief. Ik vind het heel erg lief. Oh my god, the M is so... What have we just done? M, what have we done? L, K, and M. And then N is going to be big as well. Man, crazy. Whew. All right. MIA, Mission in Asia. I have no idea what this is. This is one of those games that came with, it was just one of those games that was like, it's just a Euro jank game that came in a big bundle, strategy first. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I played this game for, again, like 12 hours. It took like 3 hours to install. I played it for a decent amount of time, and then I was like, oh man, this kind of sucks. Because I was thinking, having never played a Microsoft Flight Simulator, I didn't know that it wasn't, which I probably should have expected, but I thought it was like mission based. Like you get missions, like fly from this place to this place, which I would have loved to do, considering like you have it's the whole world and it's real, and it's like all these cool places you can go to and fly over and whatever. And I was like, this would be so good if you got missions to fly from certain place to place. But I did a bunch of flying, over Brisbane and over my own, my hometown in the Netherlands, and a bunch of big cities in Europe like Prague and whatever. But man, I was just like, I don't know. It was like a 300 gigabyte install with all the different packs and whatever. And I was just like, oh man, that sucks. It's not bad or anything. It's a good thing. It's a good game, and it's interesting. Well, I'm gonna say it's a good game. I'm gonna say it's an interesting game that is fun if you really autistic about maps like I am. But I'm not very autistic about flying. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Give me 1 bit. Hell yeah. Let's go. I love it. I love it, dude. Thank you. Crazy. You don't have to send me anything, but I do appreciate it. Trust me. I do really, really appreciate it. Anyway. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. Middle-earth, Shadow of War. Never played Shadow of War. Shadow of Mordor, very fun. Never finished it though, and I've never seen, I have seen a ton of different films, like a ton of different films, but I've never seen the Lord of the Rings films. Tried to watch the first one like 10 years ago, and I got bored halfway through, but I think being older now, oh, for God's sake, why? I'm not gonna say, obviously thank you, but man, stop giving me stuff. You don't have to give me stuff. I love it, but you don't have to. You don't have to give me stuff. Thank you, bro. Thank you. You're crazy, man. Stop it. Stop it. So crazy. What are you doing? Shadow War, good, but again, never watched Lord of the Rings, so I don't understand the lore. So it wasn't as interesting as it could have been for me personally. But I really like the Nemesis system, and Warner Brothers is awful for copywriting that. But I'm sure if I go back to it after seeing the films, I might appreciate it more. Midnight Club 2, never played. I remember being told it's so fucking difficult. I do own it on Steam. It's being like considered like one of the hardest racing games. One of the hardest games out there. Aww. That is very sweet of you. That is very sweet of you. Aww. Very, very lovely. Oh, that's very nice. My brother is messaging me now. Just like, pretty crazy. Oh shit. Oh, wat lief. Ja, zeker. Hartstikke lief. Ik hou ook voor jou, schat. Oh. Het gaat me aan het hart. Het gaat me aan het hart. Wacht. Geef me 1 seconde. Oh, fuck. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. No, not full screen. There we go. There we go. That's better. Alright. Alright. Keep going. Crazy. Aha. Voor het trouwen. Crazy. Hoeft allemaal niet. Okay. Midnight Club 2, very difficult game. Haven't played it. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix, very awesome. Owned it on PS2. Incredible game. Incredible. One of my favorite race games of all time. Might and Magic. Sorry. Might and Magic Heroes 6, Might and Magic Heroes 7, and Might and Magic X Legacy, which Might and Magic Heroes 6 and 7, they're considered like the black sheep of the Might and Magic franchise. But I still think they're worth playing. I still think they're interesting. I still think, like, obviously the 5th one is the best. Like, I mean, personally, a lot of people say like the 3rd one is the best, and I do own them on GOG, all the other ones. But but I would say that, yeah, it's the like the things moving in the background. So I'm like listening to, and it's all the things you've put up in the balloons. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, so Might and Magic, always an interesting franchise, and then you have Might and Magic, like you got like Heroes of Might and Magic, and you got Might and Magic, and that's Might and Magic 10, because Might and Magic 9 was really bad, and then think 5, 6, or 6, 7, and 8 were good, and they made it like into a compilation. And then 10 is not meant to be bad, but I've just not played it. I can't really comment. Military Conflict Vietnam. Rainbow Herbicides. Now, I think that's just an update. I don't think that they changed the title. Military Conflict Vietnam is super fun. And it's like the only game that I've really played in the last couple of months that I've really enjoyed. Almost got all the achievements. There's some stupid achievements, but I've almost got all the achievements. And I played through it. Different maps. Genuinely had a lot of fun. And I played with bots, right? And like Erica played it as well. I got it for her. And we played together, and it was such a blast. Such a good, fun game. Awesome. Mini Metro, Mini Motorways. Mini Metro is fine, and it was the original one, so it, you know, it deserves recognition for that. But Mini Motorways, I prefer by like a lot. Like Mini Motorways is so much more fun, I think, personally, than Mini Metro. I think it just the functionality of having the different highways and whereas the metro lines, you can't really cross them, if I'm not mistaken. I think you can make like bridges or whatever, but it's like, I prefer motorways. I think it's more fun. I just think it's more fun. I prefer it over Mini Metro. But they're very similar games, you know. They know what they were doing. They're good games though. Mirror, which is a very fun match 3 games, kind of an infamous one, because then obviously, like, it's not really infamous. It's the one that came after Mirror 2 Project X, which is like basically a scam. It wasn't, you know, it's a scam, really. I mean, they promised all these things, and then like they did like in early access, so like they did like 1 or 2 updates, and then they were like, we ran out of money. Even though they sold a ton of copies, and then it got overwhelmingly negative reviews, and it was never finished, which is a big shame. But the original game is awesome. Mirror 1, very fun. Very fun match 3 game. Do I prefer it over Honey Pop? Probably not. Or Honey Pop 2. Because Honey Pop 2 is just a better version of the first game. Mirror 1 is very good though, I gotta say. But Puzzle Quest is goated. But we'll get to that. Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge I played on the original Xbox. Again, I say original, I mean Xbox 360. Very awesome game. Still holds up now when it comes to graphics. The guys who made the game, DICE, don't understand how they managed to pull that off, to make it look so good. But then Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which I haven't played but I've seen a lot of, doesn't look as good as the original game from 2008. Which is wild, but that's the way it is. Then we have a couple, like Monkey Island. I'm not going to say anything about Monkey Island because I don't know anything about Monkey Island. I'm just not... I got them for free in a bundle, like all the Monkey Island games, all the special editions, like the remakes for modern systems. I have never played any of them. They are interesting. They're, you know, classic adventure games, but I just have never played them. Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter World, and I think that has Sunbreak and also Frost. Yes, that's it. I don't know. But those games, Monster Hunter in general. I mean, I remember playing Monster Hunter on the PSP. I think that was Monster Hunter Try, if I'm not mistaken. Apart from that, never played any other Monster Hunter, but they are liked, well-liked games. Interesting. I like the ideas of them. They're very cool. Just never got into them. Never played them before. Wow, we're still in M. Holy shit. Crazy. And then we're almost... I can't just stop after 3 letters, man. What? N have a lot? Maybe. We'll see. Damn, I was like, we're gonna go through all of this. Yeah, we're definitely not. Definitely not going to go through all of this. Monster Sanctuary. Interesting. I thought it was going to be like Pokemon, but it's more like Terraria with like a monster capture element to it. Haven't played it much. Played a bit on the Steam Deck, but it is what it is. I haven't, whatever. Mortal Kombat 11, Mortal Kombat 10, and Mortal Kombat 9, completely out of order. I don't know why. It's just stupid that it does that. Mortal Kombat 9 is very cool. It has this like, I like the aesthetic of it. Mortal Kombat X, I played on the on the PS4, liked it. It was decent. Had a good time with it. I haven't played it on the PC. Neither have I played Mortal Kombat 11 at all. I think we should stop at M because I'm slurring my words. Mortal Shell, Souls-like, which was rather unpolished, made by a company called Cold Symmetry. I think there's a second game coming out, but it's one of those things. It's one of those games that it doesn't compare to a Dark Souls or a Lies of P, or even a Neo, to be honest. But still one to give a go at some point. More similar to something like Lords of the Fallen. MotoGP 19 and MotoGP 20, it's equivalent to like the Formula 1 games, but for motorbikes. Play this 19 version, never played the 20 version. They're all meant to be pretty similar. Fun, but difficult if you are not used to controlling bikes in these kind of more simulation style games. Mountain Blade, that's the first one, obviously. Mountain Blade Warband, Mountain Blade with Fire and Sword, and Mountain Blade Bannerlord. Only ever played the original, liked it a lot, wasn't very good at it, but I feel like playing Warband at some point would be an interesting step. And I know that game is so old already, but just playing that at some point and kind of getting into the world and kind of learning more about it, because damn if it wasn't interesting. And the amount of mods and total conversions it has is unbelievable. Mud Runner, kind of a successor or kind of a sequel, kind of a remix on the original Spin Tires, which I think was made either by a different company or under a different license or something, where like there was a big conflict going on between the creators, and it's essentially very similar, if not the same thing. And then obviously they made Snow Runner, which was much more successful. Murdered Soul Suspect, Erica recommended it. I still haven't played it. It's not meant to be the greatest thing of all time, but it's kind of interesting. It's like L.A. Noire, but it looks like Evil Within, but then like you're a ghost, you're dead, and you have to like avenge. I think again it's like your dead wife or something like that, by being a detective who's a ghost. Kind of insane sounding, but yep. MX versus ATV All Out and MX versus ATV Reflex. I played Reflex for a bit, which was a lot of fun actually. Back when I didn't have a computer, because it runs on pretty much anything. It came out like 60 years ago. Oh, I'm starting to yawn. I have to. This is gonna be a 5-parter. We know it. We knew it from the beginning. This is gonna be a 5-parter. Reflex MX vs ATV is fun. I haven't played All Out, or I haven't played the other one, Legend. I think this called. I don't even own it. And then my friend Pedro, Okay, wow, I really need to go. My friend Pedro, Blood Bullets Bananas, which is a very fun kind of side-scrolling, high pace, kind of like, I think if you get hit once, you're dead. It's almost like a side-scrolling puzzle. It's very similar to something like Hotline Miami, and I really, really, really did like it. It's pretty short, pretty difficult. You're flying around the map. I should play it again, man. 2020 I played it, holy shit. Did I even finish it? Oh, wow, I never finished it. That's weird. I thought I did. That's definitely one we're gonna play again. I know, so many games. We're just reaching the letter N, bro. Oh, man. So many games. What the fuck? And you know, next time I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go all the way here, and then I won't, because there's just so many. Holy fuck, bro. Just S is like 100 games. Oh, so many. What the fuck? And I keep doing it at nighttime where I'm like exhausted and not like ready to talk about these things. Alright. That's M. What would be my favorite game out of all of these? Man, like the Mafia games, the Mafia trilogy. Super fun. Yeah, recalling games is really hard. It's been a long time since I've played most of these games. I'm just trying to remember what they're all about. I think that the Mafia trilogy definitely is Max Payne 3, the Mass Effect trilogy, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, the Metro games, except Exodus, I haven't played it. Midnight Club 3. Yeah, I would say like those games, probably like Max Payne 3, Mafia 1, 2, and 3. Probably my favorite, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna keep going, but I'm like tired as fuck. Like, this is hard to do. Like, this is hard to just sit here and recall these fucking games. Oh man. But that's fine. I mean, we can definitely, if I do this after I woke up 12 hours ago. You know, if I did this like right when I woke up, I wouldn't have had such a hard time. But at least we're like over halfway now. We're like well over halfway. So that's something. That's something. Yeah, I'm hitting like, and I'm really hungry. So, yeah. No food in the house. Rip. Alright. Hitting the bump, yeah. Probably need a bump. That would help a lot, actually. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for the donations, very sweet. And I will be back tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow. Wednesday. I will do my best to do as much as I can. Thank you, and take care. Bye, guys. Thank you. Good night. Love you too.